In a recent Sustainment NAIA survey, they asked manufacturers, what were your biggest constraints as far as expanding with your US-based capabilities? The top three reasons that they offered were uncertainty about a return on investment. In other words, it's just a tenuous time and they're not sure if they add a lot of cost that they're going to be able to leverage those into the future and realize a real ROI, something that they can prove out, especially with the length of ROI that some additions to your facility can have. The second thing that they talked about was a lack of technical expertise. So finding the right people to do the things. And some of those are very niche, like for example, a machine operator in a CNC shop. Things that require a lot of very niche training. But beyond that, there's also just the embracing of the tools and the technologies that are available between AI and automation and some of the other things that are happening. They feel like it's a challenge to find the people that can run those particular devices and systems. And then the last is the access to capital. So there's concerns about what lending looks like as over the course of 2026 as well as 2027 and beyond. And today I just want to touch on how our product, Mule Technologies Mark Carts, really kind of touch at all of those points. To start, the first thing that was mentioned as the number one concern is the uncertain return on investment. The fact that our carts offer completely transparent pricing. It's a flat fee, so you pay for the product. We have an ROI calculator online. So if you put in your expenses and you put in the cost of a cart, you can immediately, all on your own, find what the return on investment timeline looks like. And most people find that ours is in a matter of months versus the matter of years that typical capital equipment expenditures take. But it's really nice that we have that transparent pricing because you can make those calculations and assessments right up front. And you'll see that you can figure out exactly how many carts you need and what kind of a timeline you have for that return on your investment. Technical expertise is another thing, and that's really a core essence of this product. It was listed as the number 2 reason that people had concerns. But the whole product, the whole Mark robotic cart product is designed around simplicity. Basically, everything that you interface with is done right through this interface with the 15 buttons on the front here. And you can program, deprogram, send it between locations, all with the simple press of a button. And so that really eliminates the need for training or people that are trained or degreed that come in to help, because it's not designed to be a backroom run, IT involved kind of piece of equipment. It's just out on the floor, and all of the interfacing is done through those simple buttons. So people find it very approachable, and the adoption rates tend to be quite high. And then the last is the access to capital, which again, for a lot of automation pieces, especially with robotics, you might be looking at a pretty serious investment. You've got, a lot of things that happen up front. It might be a year-long process before you decide exactly what the technology is that you want. Once you develop that system, you have to provision it in your warehouse. You have to get your IT team on board. You have to install software, apps, all those kinds of things. So that requires access to a lot of capital. In the case of Mark Carts, and again, you can go to our shop and our website and see it for yourself, but all of our pricing is transparent. So all of that whole process and the cost of that process and the delays in ROI and all of those things require a much lower capital outlay to put one of our carts to work. And we're convinced that if you get one, you'll see that the use cases pick up for it. Other people start to ask about it. It's very common that we end up doing more at the same facility once its capabilities are defined. We thought in that report, the top 3 concerns that people had, that Mark Carts are really a nice option to be able to get through a lot of those and dispel those concerns. So give it a look and let us know if we can do an online virtual demo for you and you can see its capabilities firsthand. That's easy to do. It's one-on-one on your connected device. We'll be here in our facility and you can interact with us and get a demo of the product. So check it out. Let us know what you think.